Today we're going to be reviewing 5 movies. Some of the movies I've seen and some I haven't. I'm going to give you my very biased opinion. Some things you're going to agree with and some you're not. But make sure you provide your comments so we hear exactly what you have to think. Have to say. Okay, the first movie we're going to talk about today is Twisters.
Guys, you gotta get out of here, do you hear me?
I just watched Twister in 40X. What just happened? So a friend of mine recommended that I go see this because he thought it was really good. And I was a little reluctant to go see it because I saw the first one, the original, 20 years ago when I was in high school, and it was okay, but I'm like, there's no way they can repurpose this movie. But they actually did a pretty good job. The special effects were interesting, the storyline was good, and it had me engaged the entire time. If you're expecting something that mirrors the original movie, well, you're not gonna see that. While it maintains the original storyline, they varied it so much, it really was interesting and worth you watching it. This is a good movie, especially if you want to spend some time with your significant other, with a movie that's not too romantic, but engaging and exciting all at the same time. The one thing I would have liked to have seen, I would have liked to have seen some of the continuation of the characters in terms of maybe a brother-in-law or cousin or daughter of some of the previous stars. And I'd like to see movies in terms of sequels that include the stars from the previous movies in the new movie. This didn't happen here. Twister is one of those movies that is definitely on the list to potentially watch again if I didn't have anything better to watch. So for Twister, I would give this one a rating of 7.1 out of 10. The next movie we're going to talk about is Inside Out 2.
Look, we all have a job to do. I plan for the future.
You want to sit with us?
These girls are so cool. We can't let her know we're excited.
I got this.
Joy, I'm just curious, maybe, I could
Thank you,
help.
not now.
Yeah.
That's not gonna haunt us for the rest of our lives at all.
You feeling alright?
I know change is scary,
Let's do this. Hey, Riley.
but we need new friends or we'll be totally alone in high school. Out with the old, in with the new. Riley's life requires more sophisticated emotions than all of you.
You can't just bottle us up.
We are suppressed emotions!
So Inside Out really did a great job of talking about emotions and dealing with them and what these different things mean at a very poignant point in a child's life. And they did a fantastic job of making it entertaining and showing color to each one of these things and what it actually means. And I thought that was absolutely fantastic in the way in which they portrayed it. So Inside Out 2, it's almost like they rushed through how they were going to do this, right? And they didn't take the time to properly develop those different characteristics in each one of those emotions. During the movie, I found myself at times trying to figure out, where are they going here, right? They're going down these little trails that didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. And those emotions that they took so much time to properly develop in the first movie, they didn't do it here. They focused more on a storyline that was somewhat boring. It dragged on. They had an opportunity to do so many different things with this movie that they did in the first that I was expecting and that they would perfect it this time, and they failed to do it. So when the time this movie was done, I was ready to get out of there, and I was like, wow. Inside Out 2 is a movie I'm never going to watch again. This movie is doing fantastically at the box office, which I totally understand. But there was just so much confusion with regards to some of the decisions that this young teenager was making, which we all go through, and I get that. But the way in which they developed these characters in the story, it just didn't vibe with me. Although this movie was not my cup of tea, it's certainly doing extremely well at the box office, and it's something you should watch with your family. There's a lot to be learned, and different people are going to take different things from this movie. As you've seen, the movie has performed extremely well. But because my expectations were so high for this particular movie, based upon the first one, I have to give it a rating of a 6.7. Check it out for yourself. Give us your comments. Let me know what you think. Was my rating too high, too low? Let me know. So the next movie we're going to talk about is Borderlands with Kevin Hart, an action sci-fi thriller based on the popular video game. Right off the bat, my disclaimer is that I've not yet seen this particular movie. However, based on the trailer, this is probably not going to be high on my list to watch. Let's talk about it. I really like Kevin Hart. I think he's entertaining, I think he's interesting, but it appears from this movie he's trying to do too much. I have a real big problem with Kevin Hart being the hero in a story, because last time I checked, he's like 4 feet tall and really can't save a whole lot of anything. So I have an issue with that. I'm sorry, Kevin. I love watching you work. I support your projects, but you need somebody to kind of get you over that finish line. The Rock, a big action hero, someone you can be a funny sidekick for, that is your forte, not the headliner, bro. It's not working. And looking at the rest of the lineup, Cate Blanchett, who's going to see her in a movie? So again, this is just not a movie that's going to be high on my list to watch. So another reason why I'm not going to watch this movie is, have you seen the ratings that it's got so far? It's absolutely brutal. It's already been dropped from the movie theaters. It's already streaming, and the reviews are absolutely brutal. Lionsgate is losing its shirt on this particular investment, and so I'm not going to invest my time in watching it. Sorry, Kevin. We'll catch you the next time. So the next movie we're going to excitingly review is It Ends With Us. Just kidding, not excited at all.
You feel that first kiss. But 15 seconds. That's all it takes.
When I go out to see a movie, I want to see action. I want to see car races. I want to see chases and guys fighting each other for glory or money and fame. I don't want to see something that's going to make me cry or pull on my emotions in this fashion. And a movie of this nature certainly suggests this is the direction it's going, which means I'm going the other direction. Blake Lively, I really respect you. You're an attractive actress, but you need to stick with the cameos in Deadpool instead of movies like this, if you want me to watch. Miss Lively, I wish you and your cast all the best with this movie, but I'm never gonna watch it, would never watch it, so can't give you a rating, but wish you all the best. However, I look forward to seeing a cameo of you again in Deadpool 4. What the f? So we do have an interesting situation because I've got history here. I watched the original movie and I enjoyed it. It was cool. And I like the fact that they've brought back at least 3 of the main characters. The question is, what are they going to do with the sequel? And is it going to catch our attention? Well, the good thing is that they've added some actors to the lineup that are top-notch. William Dafoe, I like him a lot. So Tim Burton was really smart in casting Jenna Ortega into this movie. That's a great move. So you've got a good cast, and the question is, what are they going to do to connect all the dots here? Well, this is something I'm going to have to watch, and I'll tell you why. I enjoyed those silly special effects, and it looks like they're continuing some of those kind of scary, ghostly features from the first movie into the second. So when you combine those things with the new special effects and things that they can do, this is going to be really interesting. What I really like, though, is Michael Keaton. This guy is quirky as all get out. He's very interesting. He can be very funny, but he's an engaging actor. So I'm really interested to see what they do with his role this time around. The only question is, am I going to go pay money for this movie at the theater or wait for it to come home? And I'm right there in the middle, so we're going to see what I feel like on the day in question. So we looked at those 5 different movies from across the board and gave our very biased opinions. Was I right? Was I wrong? What are your thoughts? Share them with us. Let us know your comments. And let's go from there. I'm attorney Darren Miller, and as always, this is DLAW.